Good morning, everyone. Welcome to News 24 Live. We're coming to you from Nasrec in the south of Johannesburg, where the ANC is holding its second day of its national conference. The first day had a very bumpy start with disruptions to President Cyril Ramaphosa's political report. It was adjourned, and the conference is now resuming this morning with credentials. Joining me this morning is the chairperson of the ANC in KwaZulu-Natal, Siboniso Duma. Thank you very much for
Good morning, Q, to your good self and your viewers at home. I think it's critical that you must get a context first. The issue of pre-registration, you usually do the issue what is called pre-registration in provinces. The HQ will delegate the staff to do so that it becomes easy when you enter the conference. You just print the text, then sign, then come. This one, the biggest delegation, 900 delegation from KwaZulu-Natal, had to start afresh the process. Imagine 4,600 delegates should be subjected to that process. I don't think it was done correctly. There are some weaknesses at the level of NEC. I'm sure we are all aware, and we are here to sort some of those discrepancies. I think the delegate, the issue of endurance was there, but we must condemn the issue of hooliganism, the issue of chaotic from community, because we ought to understand the cultural practice of the ANC that you respect a leader. And if you're a member and if you are in the plenary, you must understand and follow all the rules. So it was not done by some other committee yesterday, and we had to deal with it. And I'm sure the president was able to address the conference.
So you're saying that people were frustrated?
When the plenary started, there was no PC member from KwaZulu-Natal because they didn't get the text. So it means the chair and the province, who are also ex-officials of the ANC, had to deal with all those issues because the provincial secretary as well was still at the registration area. You don't start the conference with this number because the ANC is a gigantic movement. Imagine 5,000 delegates without the leadership from the province, without the leadership from region, because all the regional secretaries were still stuck in the registration venue. So it was a societal move from the level of national to start without everyone being accredited who's supposed to be accredited.
So those who were leading the disruptions were rudderless. They just did not come with any endorsement from regional or provincial leadership?
There is no super leader who will entice that space to happen, because when you go to that province, this means that the chaos will erupt. It will evolve into different stages. So which is why it must be just dealt instantly, and it must not be allowed at any stage. But the issue of each registration from now onward must be structurally done in a in a chronological way, so that you avoid such matters. And we hope, because we are renewing the mandate, the new leadership is going to sort that process as well.
You sat next to former President Jacob Zuma, who is an ordinary branch delegate to this conference. Was he supportive of, or what was his impression of the disruptions yesterday?
Well, President Zuma is a former president of the ANC. I think we should start there, because even saying there is an ordinary branch, it does not become ordinary, because when he arrives, automatically, comrade, there will be a mood, whether it's jovial mood, whether something of that nature. So as a leader, I think he fell short that something has happened in the ANC. The ANC has been weakened by different things. So the NEC didn't meet the structures for the entire 5 years. We only met once this year. So it means that we have not serviced the branches. You must build stronger branches that can lead the society. So those are the weaknesses that are there and must be addressed. The issue of political classes. The majority comrades who are here are young people, and the majority of them come from the youth league. So it means that they want change. It means that they are also suffering through unemployment, the issue of inequality. So they will want to manifest that in the process of the conference. They are also suffering the issue of energy crisis in the country. So you find that there are a lot of variables that must be contained, and it cannot be mechanically driven. It must be deliberated, political, and achieve a milestone at the end of the day.
You have now read the Riot Act to those delegates, and are you expecting a repetition of what happened yesterday at all?
It won't happen now. We've spoken to them. We realize that if they proceed with that, the issue of suspension might even take place because...
As in delegates from the ANC in KwaZulu-Natal will be suspended?
Yes, I'm saying that the conference, in the plenary, there are rules. If you want to speak, raise your hand. Then you'll be recognized, you'll be given a platform. You can't be chaotic. So we told the comrade that the conference is here. Whatever views there is here, it's a democratical process. Raise your hand sharply, so don't be timid, because it must not mean that they must be timid. If there are some things that are odd, abnormal, because the issue of Comrade Mantashe, the chairperson as well, he didn't handle the situation well. So he thought that bully tactics was going to advance his pace. It didn't. So we had to calm the comrade down. They listened to us. So it won't happen today. Today we'll have a small conference. After adoption of the credentials, we'll proceed with the conference.
The ANC in KwaZulu-Natal has nominated Zweli Mkhize for the ANC presidency. How confident are you of his prospects when nominations take place and voting tomorrow?
I think we are comfortable. We've dealt with a lot of matters, lobbying and advocating for him in other provinces. I think we've got a fertile ground. Comrades are comfortable that his leadership and collective might take the ANC to a greater parts. I've already highlighted that in '94, what we won was political power, not economic power. The ANC must transition from political power to proper economic power, where our people are going to own the means of production. The economy must transform and favor Africans, and blacks in particular, who must benefit out of this process.
Chairperson, who's going to close the conference?
Comrade Zweli Mkhize will close the conference.
Are you confident of that?
Yeah, very confident.
You need 2,300 delegates to win this conference. KZN is 800. Do you think he has enough support?
He's not being supported by KwaZulu-Natal. He's going to be supported by other provinces. This is the conference of branches. So majority of comrades thinks that he's the right leader to take the ANC forward. So KwaZulu-Natal is part and parcel of driving the ANC into a new path of ensuring that let us go and salvage what is left of this gigantic movement, become radical, implement all the resolution, expropriation of land without compensation, the creation of a state bank so that you transform the industry. Our people are still suffering. If you are an African like myself, they will tell that your bank account is sporadic. We can't issue loan. And it means that only the trust funds, babies, are benefiting in the system. Let us transform the industry. The receiver of revenue in South Africa must also understand that the issue of prudential authorities must also benefiting our people. So we are there at this point in time as the ANC in KwaZulu-Natal.
Thank you very much. That was Siboniso Duma, the chairperson of the ANC in KwaZulu-Natal, speaking to us as he heads now back into the plenary where credentials of this conference will be adopted.